When I think of a place that has lots of cultures and festivals and colors, LA is nothing short of that. But I think a city that outdoes LA is a place called Mumbai, India. And as I'm about to draw this Spider-Man versus Batman, I want to take it to India. So let's start drawing something fun, something more interesting as Spider-Man Pavitr Prabhakar takes on Batman in a multiverse collapse. I'm going to start with just drawing up an idea, trying to figure out what kind of scene I want. I want Spider-Man to kind of be punching Batman down, taken for the win, caught up in these webs. And I begin with Spider-Man because he's the focus I want to represent since we're in Mumbai in this scene, kind of crashing out of a window, Batman being knocked down almost, but then making his way to still survive, cutting the webs with his batarang, and just trying to escape this onslaught that Spider-Man has given him. And once I've got the outlines, I start going to shading. I haven't done the background yet. I'll wait till after I get the characters in, just so I can get the perspective, somewhat what I like. And the harder part was actually doing all these webs that Spider-Man puts out, but it came together. I have him kind of falling through these strings of flowers and webs, and you can see that Pavitr's Spider-Man's banglet is there wrapping around, and then it's on to the buildings. I want the perspective to be going backwards and starting fading away as we go back, and then I have to draw India as much as I could imagine what India would be like, or at least Mumbai, with lots of traffic and festival and people walking around. I put, of course, some hidden features of other characters from the Batman and Spider-Man universe in there as small little characters. Gotta have the Joker, gotta have Doc Ock and the Green Goblin and stuff hidden in these images. But drawing all these different buildings, I took references from pictures of Mumbai and the city, and then some of the more classical looking buildings like this one here of what it might look like in India. Just giving my own little twist too, because I've never been to India, so I don't really know. But yeah, it was fun to kind of draw this. Drawing all the bricks was a pain, but once you get done, it's on to inking. And the inking is my favorite part. You get to really dial in the details, bring out the bold characteristics of both Spider-Man and Batman. So I'm actually using a few different pens during this drawing. This one here is the Micron brush pen. I also use a Micron 01 and I think a 003. I do believe I move over to the Molotow later on, and of course another brush pen, the Pentel pen, which all the links of that will be down below. The interesting thing is that I find that working with such small details gives me a sense of relaxation, even though as chaotic as this drawing is. It's very meditative, and it feels, like I could be in my own mind and just sit there and do these small little bricks and strings and shadings and cross-hatching, which I really enjoy. It really calms my mind that just likes to go everywhere all at once. And the cool techniques you can pull off are like shading like this, doing cross-hatching where it's very light, no outlines to the windows, and it gives the idea of the buildings kind of fading back to the background. And then you get even further less details, and it just really builds out the image to have more depth to it. So this drawing was actually a prize drawing, a raffle giveaway for my 1,000 subscribers. The person who won is from India, and he wanted Indian Spider-Man to be fighting Batman, and he wanted also in Bernie Wrightson style. And if you don't know who Bernie Wrightson is, he's an amazing ink artist that lived and created such beautiful detail in his artwork. He has some really good Frankenstein drawings. You should definitely check it out. Even though my style here doesn't really match 100% to Bernie Wrightson, I just try to give it as much as I could to give respect to Bernie. And I think the person receiving this will definitely enjoy this piece. But yeah, I got to explore Bernie's style and all the different types of cross-hatching he does, and then apply it to this drawing, and even add some of my own flair to it. So if you don't know much about Spider-Man, or at least the Indian Spider-Man, he comes from Earth 5101, and of course his name is Pavitr Prabhakar, and he's just like the American version, where he's a shy high school student, and he lives with his Aunt Maya and Uncle Beam from Mumbai. And he also has similar characters like Mira Jane, like Mary Jane, and Flash Thompson, and Dr. Octopus in the comic books. But he came from Mumbai, from a small village. And the story goes is that they were struggling financially, so him and his uncle moved to Mumbai so that he can get a better education at the international school. And he was often bullied and mocked because he was wearing like a dhoti or a vesti, and which is kind of like those baggy pants you see in India. And I wanted to put that in my character, that he was wearing it instead of the outfit that you might have seen in the cartoon. But actually, this Spider-Man gets his powers from a yogi who gives him magical powers of a spider, which he uses to fight against Nalin Oberoi, like an evil businessman who's searching for a powerful magical amulet. And in his search, Oberoi destroys Pavitr's village and killing everybody, which is pretty brutal. Pavitr defeats Oberoi and hands him over to the police, and the story goes on from there. Similarly to the other Spider-Man, this Spider-Man also loses his uncle during some kind of scuffle, and he's told that great power comes with great responsibility as well. What's interesting is that Batman actually has a story similar, where he loses both of his parents, loses the people he loves to like a back alley scuffle, and becomes the character he becomes, right? He's definitely darker than Spider-Man, since Spider-Man's a kid and has a lot more lighthearted view of the world. But I think it's a great merge of them two battling. Now, why is a DC character fighting a Marvel character? Why not? Marvel's been doing this whole multiverse thing. Why not just have it merge into a DC multiverse idea? I think it's a fun, explorative piece. Now I'm finally putting the final touches into the drawing with a white dip pen and ink. This here just kind of brings out the details that were kind of covered up with the black ink, and I can go over and add some more cross-hatching that just brings out the image much better. I think this is pretty good. I enjoyed this drawing. This was very tedious for me to do, but I think it came out alright. As you can see, there's a lot of detail in the bottom right, and it goes up into the main characters being bold and up front, and then it fades into more detail in the back with a lot of different story going on. Down at the bottom, I put different characters like the Joker and Harley Quinn, and some other hidden little details, which is fun. That way you can kind of always look at this image and find something new, right? I think that's a cool thing. Even I put the name of Pavitr Prabhakar, or Indian Spider-Man, in the Hindu language at the very bottom left. You've also got the Green Goblin flying around terrorizing the city as he does. But if you enjoyed this video and you liked it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. That would definitely help me out. And join the Discord, follow me on Instagram. That way you can see more pieces like this and chat with other artists who are very encouraging and who want to learn art through inking and penciling. But thank you guys for watching, and until next time, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.